Welcome back, everybody. Our next guest has just been killing the comedy scene for the last 3 decades, selling out arenas all over the place. And you know what? Why? Insights on life. And that includes Filipino life. We're going to get to more of that in just a second. We are so excited that he's part of this year's very first Just for Laughs virtual festival, all the way from Los Angeles. Joining us today, Maligayang Pagatig, Joe Coy. Welcome, Joe Coy.
Hello, how are you?
Joe, we are doing well. We are so excited to have you here. And let's just start off with the obvious. The coronavirus has impacted all of our lives in so many different ways. But I'm thinking about you as a performer, someone who gets to interact with audiences on the regular. It's been 6 months since you've performed. How are you holding up?
To be honest, this is gonna sound crazy. It's been the best 6 months of my life.
Whoa.
Best 6 months of my
Explain.
life. And this is gonna get all kind of deep and stuff. But as horrible as this year has started off for the world, um, you know, being in quarantine with my son, even though it's his senior year and he had to celebrate a birthday, you know, in the house by himself with the family. Uh, I'm telling you, just being with my son every single day and watching him grow in front of me for the past 6 months, it really made me realize how valuable time is. And I was on the road
Yeah.
so much that I was taking little things for granted and just acting as if, oh yeah, tomorrow I'll see him next week. It'll be okay. Nah, this has been the most beautiful time spending every moment with my son and just being creative with him and watching him grow. And I've been loving it.
We know a lot about your son because you've been doing comedy about him. He's been part of your act in many
Yes.
ways for a really long time. And I have to say this because my mom is Filipina. You are a hero in the Filipino community. And every time you talk about your mom, she actually reminds me more of my titas than my own mother. And she, gosh, your mom is hilarious. But what do you think it is that makes so many Filipinos like innately just like funny?
When you take a certain amount of things away from a certain group of people, when you come from poverty and you come from struggle, entertainment is something that's just born. You're born with it. You find yourself to entertain yourselves. Like when you ever notice like Filipinos are so entertaining. The most fun you'll ever have is when there's a group of Filipinos together. You'll have a singer, you'll have a dancer, you'll have a comedian in the family, and it's just a lot of fun. And I think that comes from a lot of struggle. And I think just when you come from a country that doesn't have as much as the other countries, you tend to dig deep, and find what it is that you could use to entertain each other.
As Mel mentioned, like your mom has been a large part of your stand-up, and you do impersonations of her. You nailed her accent, but I'm curious to know, does she love the impersonation, or has she ever been offended?
No, of course she loves it. There's not enough. Do some more, Jose. Um, People just identify and relate. Moms are moms, no matter what ethnicity you are. You're a mom, and that's what I love the most about talking about my mom on stage.
But you know what? You have like mastered taking something that is so culturally specific. The first thing that comes to mind is Vicks Vapor Rub because any child of a Filipino mother, we're like dying of acknowledgement and like, yes, I wasn't alone in the Vicks Vapor Rub fixes everything. And yet you've mastered flipping that because there are kind of equivalent moments references in like so many immigrant cultures as well. So what is that secret sauce that every immigrant
Great,
family
great.
in particular is like, what?
That was such a great point, and I'm glad you used that particular joke because when I did that joke, that was very specific. I was telling a story between my mom and I, but when that thing aired, I mean, I was getting it from Cubans, Dominicans, Africans. You know what I mean? Everyone was saying my mom did the same thing with Vicks Vapor Rub. I was getting it from Chinese people saying Tiger Bomb. It was like I'm like, yeah, it's just a mom story, and it depends on where you are, financially too, right? Like, not all of
Mhm.
us have health insurance growing up, and my mom was like, "I'm not taking you to the doctor. Let's see if Vicks Vapor Rub can cure this cold."
By the
When
way,
you
the
don't have
Italians do it
insurance,
too.
when you
Yeah.
don't have health insurance, you got to be creative at home. You
Oh,
just need
Joe.
more ginger and you need more Bix Vapor Rub. The flu is gone. I'll go to the market and get ginger. It's healthier. 9 times out of
Oh
10, she was
gosh.
right.
Right now, you are working on a movie inspired by your life. Congratulations. And this is not just by anyone, it happens to be from Steven Spielberg's production company. This is huge. I want to know, what was that moment like for you when you get a call from such an iconic filmmaker who wants to invest in not only telling a Filipino story, but telling your story?
So my second special on Netflix, coming in hot, we get a phone call from Amblin, which is Steven Spielberg's company, to have a general meeting. We go in, I meet Jeb and Holly Barrio, they're the execs over there, and we're just talking, and the next thing you know, they go, Steven can't stop talking about your special. And of course, I'm like, you mean Steven from
Whoa.
accounting? Who are you talking about? Which Steven are we talking about? And 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 they were like, no, Steven Spielberg loves your special. He can't stop talking about it. He wants to work with you. And next thing you know, here we are. We're about to shoot it. And Steven greenlit it. So here we go.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Dream come
Super
true. I'm the biggest
cool.
Steven Spielberg fan, by the way. Who isn't? And for him to embrace this story, and it's going to be a comedy, by the way. So for him to embrace it is just so cool. I'm so honored.
I know you're a very busy man. Everybody needs and wants Joe Coy. So we're going to play a very quick game of word association. We're going to throw just like a few Filipino words at you, Tagalog, which is our dialect, and you're just going to like whatever pops into your head, blurt it out. Okay? Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. First one, I'll do a little translation when necessary. So the first one is grandmother in Tagalog, which is Lola. Go.
Lola, you're saying it wrong. You can't deliver it with just Lola. There's a flow to it. You have to say Lola,
Okay, what about
Lola.
adobo? What about adobo?
Adobo. Ang sarap talagang ng adobo ko.
Yes.
That
Okay.
means
He just said
I
it's
make the best
delicious.
adobo. I make the best adobo.
Okay, chinelas, which were punishment in my house. Chinelas, aka slippers.
It's chinelas, 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 not Chanellas. Chanellas, Chanellas is an R&B group from the 90s. The Chanellas, Chanelas.
Joe, we mentioned that you are participating in the first ever digital Just for Laughs festival that is happening this coming weekend. So it is, again, 100% free, 100% virtual. So tell us about what fans can expect from your performance.
That family has always taken care of me, and they're always going to be a big part of my life and career. And I owe everything to JFL. I really do. I broke in Canada first, and I won the Gemini Award there. I won the Gemini Award, so I think I won that like in 2008 or something like that. I just it's crazy how much love Canada gives me. So I'm just honored that I'm going to be a part of this. And this time we have to do it virtually. So whatever I can do to give back to Bruce and Howie and the rest of the crew over at JFL, I'm going to do it.
Joe, salamat po. Thank you so, so much. And all your fans that are watching, we want to let everybody know the Just for Laughs Festival. It is virtual this year, as Joe just mentioned. Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's when we're telling you about Joe. So that is festival.ha-ha-ha.com. Joe, thank you so much. What a pleasure and an honor to get to chat with you today.
Mahal
Thank
kita!
you.
Mahal
You too.
kita!
Mahal kita. Mahal
Bye.
kita. We're going to be right back right
Bye.
after this.